Hi everyone, so you've probably seen I've been playing Valheim, a new co-op slash PvP survival building game with RPG elements and dungeons and things. It's a bit of everything. The game's in early access and there isn't a big tutorial, so I thought I'd do a video sort of going through the first steps in the game and perhaps getting all the way up to fighting the first boss. So, first thing we need to do is make a new character. Character creation is pretty simple, but there's plenty of choices. Male, female, change your skin tone. Plenty of hair choices. We'll attempt to make it look slightly authentic Viking. Having some long hair. And again, plenty of beard choices. I think we'll go with something like that. There we go, that'll do. And then you can change your hair colour. And then the brightness further changes the colour, so it comes out quite red when you increase the blondness, but obviously all the way down it goes quite dark. Fine. Character's made. Just remove that, it was a test that I did. I'll create a new one and also call it tutorial. So these are randomly seeded maps. I assume that if you had the same seed code, yours would be the same, but don't quote me on that. But this is all procedurally generated. So it takes a short while to load in, but then you'll get a very brief intro, which is just text on the screen, which I won't talk over. You can read that at your leisure. And then we'll get taken into the game itself. So I'll also apologise in this video, I'm using my headset mic because I don't have my XLR mic set up, as I've recently moved to Germany. And I'm moving to another house at the end of this week. Or just now, because I probably won't post this till the weekend. When I will set up my mic and everything again. So you're carried in by a giant bird. I feel like it probably has some kind of name in Norse mythology, but we'll go with a giant bird for now. Lovely weather. So the game has elements of a tutorial, and they come from this bird, who is Hugin? Hugin? I don't know how I want you to pronounce it. Welcome to the 10th World Warrior. I am Hugin, sent here to guide you on your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are the sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, who you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. So that would be these guys. This stone is Vegvisor. Vegvisor? These are magical stones that were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts pointing towards ritual grounds for the Forsaken. If inspected closely, this one will reveal a summoning place of Ekfire? Again, this is going to be like Norse words, or Norse mythology words. Never mind. Your first prey, he's a mighty beast, so you need to properly arm yourself before even attempting to defeat him. Okay, there we go. So he's pretty close by. So I'll zoom right out on the map actually at this point. It's pretty big. I don't think the world is round, but it might be. I haven't been all that way yet. I've only been around a central area. I've not even got in a boat and gone to another island in the multiplayer game we're on. And that's the trophy and everything for that guy. So that's where you would hang his head when you kill him. So I'm sure you will have played survival games before. This works on the basis of you find new crafting materials and it gives you recipes for those crafting materials. Pretty straightforward. You can't attack the big trees yet, so it's just these little ones. And again, you're using your fists, as with many of these survival games to start with. And you can also pick up stones. And as you can see, as soon as you pick up a new crafting material, it does pop up. So there are deer knocking about the place, and you will want to be killing those. Unfortunately, you do need a bow first, really. So what we need to find plenty of to start with are wild boar, which are not as fast and tend to engage you. Now let's have a quick look at the inventory. So standard inventory, number keys are your items that you can use there. Your armor or whatever you're wearing just stays blue in the inventory. We can make a stone axe straight away. So that means we now press 2. You can also equip the torch at the same time if it's night time or you're in a cave or something like that. However, as with many games, your torch will wear down over time. Oh, there's a boar. Let's see if we can kill him. There we go, leather scraps. We'll need those to make a bow. So that's just telling us about needing wood and stone. We can't hit these ones yet, they're too hard, but we can hit beech. And as you level up your skills by doing the actions, as you can see, wood cutting is increasing, you'll use less. Oh yeah, that's something to mention. If a tree falls on you, it hurts, and if it falls on other trees, it hurts the other trees. You also have a wide swing on your axe and a lot of weapons, so you can hit multiple things at once. So don't be afraid to use that to your advantage. Yeah, see, it damages other trees and then they all fall down as well. So the first part of the game, really, the aim is to gather wood and stone. And I've just picked up some resin there. You get that from trees and plants, and you'll also get it from some of the mobs in the game. Now, when you build a base, you can be attacked. They will send stuff after you from time to time. I've never actually had it happen to me on the multiplayer server, but it has happened to other people I've been playing with. While we're on the topic of multiplayer, I'll just pop up in the inventory and show you this side here. So this is all of your compendium, so this is what Hugin's told to you about and message logs and things like that. This is your skills and how far you've leveled them up. As you can see, running is at 0, but if I was running places that would gradually increase. Trophies, which I've not got any of yet, so I'm not sure quite what they are. And then this here allows you to turn PvP on and off. which is obviously quite important in multiplayer, especially in a game where you can die and lose all your items. Obviously you can go back and pick those items up if you can get to your body, but equally someone else could potentially steal them, so something to bear in mind. Right, that's quite a bit of wood for now. So what we'll do is, he's over there, that looks like there's a bit of an opening space there near him. So what I'm going to do is head that direction. There you go, run increasing. So there's some things you want to watch out for, which is food. So mushrooms on the ground and bushes with raspberries or blueberries. There's a few things you can interact with, like dandelions to pick up. I don't know what they do yet. I haven't had a recipe for them, and you don't get one when you pick them up. There are also twigs on the ground or branches which you can pick up to get a piece of wood. There's some raspberries. So food is really important. Food not only increases your health, but also gives you regen and other bonuses. So let's have a quick look at the raspberries. If you hover over them, 10 health, 10 stamina, duration 600 seconds, and 1 health per tick. So if you're going to do any kind of combat, you need to have food on you, because you will come unstuck if you don't. Let's have a quick chat to Hugin again, see what he has to say. Yep, we've already eaten it. Have to catch up to us, Hugin. Right. Oh, jumping also improves. So there are these rune stones around as well, which will be quickly translated for you. They'll give you hints and tips, basically. What I want to do is find somewhere to build a little base. Oh, you'll also find things like this dotted around. So these are ruins. There's various different types. They usually have... Oh, and here's something else to be aware of. This is a greyling. There are grey dwarves all over the place. They're more at night, it seems, and the greylings are the weakest version of them. So these usually have a chest with useful items in, and some of them have rarer items as well. Again, it appears to be a bit random, but I assume the further away from the start you get, the higher quality the items will be. Let's have a quick walk over here. I want you to see where the spawn is. Those are next, they're like little lizards. They give you neck tails, which I think you might be able to cook. I've never actually cooked one. Oh. Boars, we want boars. Boars give us meat. And they give us scraps of leather. Deer give us deer hide, which is also leather, but you can't turn that into scraps at the moment. Hopefully that's something they'll add, because I feel like you should be able to turn big pieces of leather into scraps. There we go. Here we are. So this is... You found the summoning place for one of the Forsaken. Make the correct offering to their altar and they will come. Be wary that the Forsaken are not easy prey, so craft a wicked weapon, don your finest armor, and eat a hearty meal before engaging them in combat. So, the offering here, spoilers ahead, but you will need 2 deer trophies, which are basically deer heads. You don't get them from every deer you kill, but they're a random drop. So this looks like the coastline. So I think we should build our little hut somewhere near the coastline. I still quite like the idea of this opening up here, so I'm going to go and have a look at it. And that way we're near the coast but not right on it, because at some point we will want to build. Ooh, hang on. Okay, so there are other features dotted around the landscape, and there are these stone features. Some of them, spoilers again ahead, are like this one here. Fantastic, that's helpful. So this is like a boat shape almost, so it's got a point at one end, gets wide in the middle, and a point at the other end. Once you're able to get the tools, which you will be after you kill the first boss, you can dig here, and usually there is loot. So there's usually a chest, there are some skeletons, perhaps some random gold, other treasures. And it does make me wonder, I've never tried digging at one of these, but potentially there's also something under here as well. This very Stonehenge looking area. So I'm just picking up lots of stones, because again, you will need them for crafting things. I don't want to get too far from the water's edge, so I think we'll head this way. And at least we know there's some good stuff to dig up near us. And this way we're also near the first boss. Let's have a quick look over here. More raspberries. I think it's 50 raspberries you can hold, yeah, so 50 at a time, so don't be afraid to just pick them up. I think raspberries, trees, things like that all regrow. And you also get, as you may have noticed in my inventory, you get beach seeds, so you do get seeds. Feathers you get from birds, which you'll need a bow and arrow to kill. However, it appears that they also drop randomly from other mobs. And sometimes when you chop down a tree, there appears to be some falling out of the tree. I assume because they're implying there was a nest there. You'll also see other remains of buildings, like here. This is potentially, I suppose, a grave or something, so you could dig here. And there's another one of those boat things there. This looks like a nice opening near the sea. And we know there's some good loot around us. So, unfortunately you can't do too much at this stage. Let's craft a hammer. Now, so, bring up your hammer with 3. Mouse button 2, or right click for me to bring up the menu. And the first thing you'll need to do is build the workbench. It doesn't matter where you build this right now. I mean, there's various options for what you can do. To make it work properly, you technically need to put a roof over it. What I've been doing is building it, like so. Then switching to building mode. Again, changing to walls and such, and building myself a little hut on the ground. But you by no means need to do this. It is optional. You can use the minimum amount. Buildings will float, and you will get invalid placements if they float too much, because there is gravity. I'm using this as foundations, really. Unlike any building with foundations, you'll want to support the inner floors as well, so once I get this in place, I'll just put one through the middle as well. There we go. I'll do one there, just to be on the safe side. And you get flooring. I quite like the building system. It's very intuitive. Apparently it's a lot like Rust. I've never actually played Rust, so I can't comment. My jumping skill isn't high enough to jump up properly yet. There we go. Now the disadvantage to building something bigger like this is you use more wood and therefore you need to get more wood. But at least it'll look pretty. So we have a little stair to get in, yes. There we go. Fine, so now we need wood. Now before this video gets too long, we'll stop it there and continue with part 2, which will get us to the next steps and up to fighting that first boss. Thanks for watching, please like, share and subscribe, and check out part 2.